Audio Jungle.
Good afternoon on the national news from Baba Bagede Imo Television. First, the headlines. APC lampoons Atiku, Obi, opposition attacks INEC. Suspected cultists terrorizing Ogun community arrested. Man stabbed friend death over food. Last man rescue boy trapped on the container as driver dies. 19 kidnapped, 30 killed in Abuja landslide. And on sport, Eagles will go out for win. Truce Ekong. I am Moriwe Rebila Lawal. The news shortly. The All Progressive Congress on Thursday slammed the presidential candidates of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi, for criticizing the verdict of the presidential election petition tribunal, which upheld President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's election and the electoral process. This happened as Atiku and Obi attacked the Independent National Electoral Commission over its conduct of polls. The five-member tribunal had nullified the petitions of Atiku and Obi in the 12-hour judgment delivered on Wednesday. However, speaking on the development during a press conference at the PDP National Secretariat in Abuja, Atiku said it's believed that the PEPC's judgment left a lot to be desired, convinced him to direct his legal team to approach the Supreme Court for redress. I take great pains to tell you that the decision of the court of first instance on this matter utterly falls far short of expectation. I refuse to accept the judgment because I believe that it is bereft of substantial justice. However, the disappointment in the verdict of the court can never destroy my confidence in the judiciary. He further noted, I have asked my lawyers to activate my constitutional guaranteed right of appeal to the higher court, which in this stance is the Supreme Court. It is my conviction that the electoral process in Nigeria should be devoid of untidy manipulations, and that the outcome of every election should be a perfect reflection of the wishes of the electorate. According to Atiku, much of his political successes are a function of the boldness exhibited by the Nigerian judiciary. I'm no stranger to legal battles, I beg your pardon, and I can say that I have a fair idea of how the court system works. All through my career as a politician, I have been a fighter, and I must say that I have found the judiciary as a worthy pillar to rest on in the pursuit of justice. The former vice president slammed the Independent National Electoral Commission for poor management of the last general elections, which he said the judiciary had a duty to redress. The last presidential election in our country and the way it was managed by the electoral umpire, INEC, leaves behind unenviable precedents, which I believe the courts have a duty to redress. Our gains is ensuring transparent elections through the development of technology was heavily compromised by INEC in the way it managed the last presidential election, and I'm afraid that the judgment of the court, as rendered by the Presidential Electoral Petition Tribunal yesterday in Abuja, failed to restore confidence in our dreams of free and fair elections devoid of human manipulations. Speaking earlier, the acting national chairman of the party, Umar Damagum, said the PEPC's judgment left lovers of democracy in and outside the country more confused with a lot of questions on whether the Nigerian Constitution, Electoral Act, and other laws guiding the conduct of credible election in our country are still functional. He pointed out that close observation of the faces of Nigerians across the country showed hopelessness and despair since the pronouncement of the judgment. The LP presidential candidate Peter Obi has similarly criticized Wednesday's judgment of the PEPs. The ex-Anambra State governor averred that it was not conterminous with justice, adding that everything about the presidential election was not yet over. He insisted the matter had not yet reached its logical conclusion. He stated this during a World Press Conference at his residence in Onitsha, Anambra State on Thursday. He announced his intention to immediately challenge the judgment as permitted by the Constitution. The businessman also said his legal team had already been instructed to file an appeal against the decision of the tribunal. The judgment was delivered within the statutory time frame. Under the extant statutes, we acknowledge the court's contributions to the process and the same attempt to strengthen our democracy. Our legal team has already received our firm instruction to file an appeal against the decision, I shall not relent in the quest for justice, not necessarily for myself, but indeed for our teeming supporters all over the country, whose mandate to urge at the polls was regrettably truncated by INEC, highlighting the fact that the PEPC was not the ultimate authority in the matter. Obi emphasized that the responsibility now rests with the Supreme Court, which he expressed confidence in. He urged Nigerians to maintain their focus, steadfastness, and commitment to peaceful processes while emphasizing the importance of adhering to the rule of law. He expressed unwavering determination in his pursuit of justice, not only for himself but also for the multitude of supporters across the nation whose electoral mandate he said was unjustly thwarted by the INEC. He extended his gratitude to every Nigerian who has supported his cause and the campaign so far for a new Nigeria built on principles and fairness, equity, justice, the rule of law, peace, prosperity, inclusiveness, sustainable growth, and development. The police in Ogun State have arrested a notorious suspected member of the Eye confraternity identified as Tope Mutahir, who had been on the watch list of the police command for terrorizing Igbeba community in the Ijebu-Ode area of the state. A source in the community who did not want his name to be mentioned for the fear of victimization told correspondents on ground that the dreaded suspect, popularly known as Caution, had been wanted by the police after committing several atrocities in the community with his gang. Correspondent learned that suspect's whereabouts had remained unknown until September 3, 2023, when he reappeared and resumed his atrocious activities in the community. The source told correspondents on ground that the police were alerted and they stormed the community while the group was holding one of its meetings at a black spot in the community. The police came on time. They were holding a meeting when they sighted them, although other members of the gang escaped after seeing the police. Caution, being a person of interest, was chased and arrested by the policemen, the source said. Speaking with correspondents on Thursday, the state's public relations officer, Omolola Odutola, confirmed the suspect arrest, saying the case will be transferred to the State Investigation Department after interrogation. While other members of the suspected Eye confraternity group fled the scene, after citing our team of the Anti-Crime Surveillance Unit, the 36-year-old Caution, as he was called, was arrested by guidance officers following a hard chase. Our men have intensified effort to arrest other members of the confraternity. Caution of Imopa Street, Ijebu-Ode. He confessed to be a member of the group and has been placed under intensive investigation. The suspect will be immediately transferred to the State Criminal Investigation Department after the investigation is concluded. So another tragic story. A man identified simply as John has lost his life after his friend Akinola Adeleye allegedly stabbed him to death over an argument on who to pay for a plate of food. The incident happened in the Ifako Ijaye local government area of Lagos State. It was gathered that the two men had a misunderstanding over who should pay for the plate of meal Akinola had eaten, and in the course of the argument that degenerated into a fight, Akinola stabbed John to death with a knife. Information learned from some residents in the area that the sad event happened 2 weeks ago on Idiagbon Street, adjacent to the local government headquarters. It was further gathered that the victim had been squatting in the house of the suspect when they had the fallout over who would pay for a plate of food. A resident in the area, Ugochukwu, narrating what happened to correspondent on Wednesday, said it happened that Akinola went and ate a plate of food in their usual buka. After eating, instead of paying, he asked them to add his bill to the account of his friend who wasn't there with him at the time. So when the victim went to eat at a local restaurant, they informed him that he owed them for the food his friend had eaten. He was surprised and angry that his friend would ask them to pay him without even telling him about it. Before anyone knew what was happening, Akinola left the scene of the fight, rushed back with a knife and did the act. We had assumed the fight was over when Akinola left, only for us to see him rush to John with the arm. Before we could do anything, John was on the ground, a pool of blood gushing out from his body. Everywhere became scattered in confusion. The resident also added that John defecated on himself before he died on spot, a development that threw the whole community into more confusion and mourning. According to Ugochukwu, it was in the midst of the confusion that Akinola wanted to escape the scene, but was caught by some young men in the area. Another resident in the area who identified himself simply as Dada informed that he saw the corpse of the dead man being wheeled past his shop to the junction of the street on the day of the incident. He said, according to what we learned from the neighbors, the body was wheeled out from the police when contacted, said they wouldn't enter the street because of the volatile nature of the area. They carried out the body to wheelbarrow to the junction, contacted the Lagos State Police Public Relations Officer, Benjamin Udain, confirmed the incident, adding that the suspect had already been taken to the State Criminal Investigations Department. He told correspondents on the ground that the case would be charged to court on Friday today. The Superintendent of Police said the case is going to court tomorrow. Still within Lagos, operatives of the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority on Thursday disclosed rescuing a motorboy trapped under a fully loaded 40-feet container in an accident in Lagos State. However, the driver died on the spot. A statement signed by the agency's Director of Public Affairs and Enlightenment Department, Adebayo Taufik. The accident happened around Wharf Road opposite Area B Police Command on outward Apapa, Lagos. An official of Lastman, Egbetola Suleiman, who led the rescue team, confirmed that the fatal accident involved a fully loaded 40-feet container and a station tipper's truck with registration number. Egbetola confirmed further the preliminary investigation revealed that the driver of a 40-feet loaded container, while on top speed, lost control and rammed into another station tipper truck with the tire busted. Lastman officials and other emergency responders were able to rescue a tapped motorboy while the driver of the loaded 40-feet container died instantly, the statement read. While the body of the dead driver at the Area B Command, the rescued motorboy was immediately rushed to the nearby General Hospital at Apapa for medical attention. Other emergency responders at the accident scene include the Federal Road Safety Corps, Nigeria Police, and Nigerian Port Authority, it added. However, the General Manager of LASTMA, Mr. Bolaji Oriagba, warned truck drivers to always carry and consider other road users and be very careful when driving always. From Lagos to Abuja, 19 persons were on Thursday kidnapped in the Gwari Area Council of Abuja, while no fewer than 30 persons were reported to have died in a landslide caused by activities of illegal miners in the Kuje Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory. These were revealed during the meeting between the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike and the 6th Area Council Chairman. The minister, who was concerned about the development, said he would summon the FCT Director of State Services as well as the Commissioner of Police to be comprehensively briefed about the kidnap and facilitate rescue operations, while asking the council bosses to set up a surveillance task force in their areas to monitor mining activities. Wike said he would meet with his counterpart in solid minerals, Dele Alake, to eliminate illegal mining in the FCT. Speaking on the challenges confronting the councils, Kwali Area Council Chairman Dandaji Chia appealed to the Wike and Minister of State, Dr. Maria Mahmoud, to come to their aid. He said, when we heard about your appointment, we were happy because you have been a council chairman and therefore understand our challenges. Our challenges are inadequate funding of the local government system. We have the major challenge of insecurity across the 6 area councils. Just today, about 19 people were kidnapped in the Gwari Area Council. I just received about 5 people in the council who were in captivity for about 6 days. The next is the development of satellite towns. The issue of sanitation is one of the major challenges confronting us. There is also no efficient transport facility. The Abuja urban mass transit buses are no longer functional. In Kuje, the area council Chairman Abdullah Isabu also lamented the menace of illegal miners, saying there is this issue of illegal mining in the FCT. Indiscriminate mining licenses are given out, and this has led to insecurity. They give letters of consent to Chinese people. On sanitation, we have a problem. Sanitation is a big issue. It is the duty of the council not just to collect the fees, but to dispose of refuse. We have to sit down and work together on this by adopting a common template. Responding Wike on illegal mining, I will talk to the minister. Ordinarily, I would say you should also form your own surveillance task force as chief security officers of your councils and make arrests, and we will support you. However, I will meet with the minister. From that story, we'll go to sports story quickly. Captain William Truce Ekong says the Super Eagles will go all out for a handsome victory over visiting Falcons and True Pirates of Sao Tome and Principe at the Gospel Akpabio Stadium, Uyo, on Sunday as a welcome gift for Minister of Sports Development, Senator John Eno. Eno, who assumed office a couple of weeks ago, has already been involved in the matter of the three-time African champions as he superintended a meeting with Nigerian Football Federation's bigwigs which agreed to an extension of the contract of coach Jose Pesero. Yes, we have already qualified for the Africa Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, but we want to win this match for a number of reasons, Ekong said. We have a new Minister of Sport Development who has hit the ground running. It is a good welcome with a great win. With our sports story, we've come to the end of today's national news. Before we go, some headlines. Tribunal judgment, APC lampoons Atiku Obi, opposites attacks INEC. Suspected cultists terrorizing Ogun, community arrested. Men stab friend to death over food. Was brought to you last month rescue motorboy trapped on the container as driver dies. On sports, Eagles will go out for win. Trust Ekong. For more updates of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is Babagbagede Imo Television. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access all of our broadcasts. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. For advert placement of your goods and services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen. Thank you for watching. Jumat Mufida to all faithful Muslims all around the world, and may it never be the last, and may rest and hope be restored in Nigeria. Thank you for watching.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.